Hello and welcome people to Doki-Doki Literature Club Blue Skies. This is Season 2, technically, of Doki-Doki Literature Club, and we're loving it. Now I know I know we said that we were never going to return, but joke's on you. Electric Boogaloo, here we come. We're joined by Isabel and Ash, who are going to be reprising their roles as Natsuki and Sayori, respectively. And we're joined by Liz as well.
I am Yuri. How dare
Yuri,
you?
did I say Sayori?
You did.
I'm sorry. Vocal difficulties. And then we're joined by Liz, who is going to have their free choice of whatever remaining characters there are, aside from Sayori, who is, of course, taken by Shelby. So, there's my cursor. So, we're going to hop into a new game here, and this time, we're actually going to put my name.
I'm doing
This is weird.
Sebastian isn't coming back for a second.
This is loud. But I like it. So let's just turn that down some. I still need that turned on. I don't know why it likes to turn itself off. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dot. What's this? What's this? What the heck is this? What's this? This shouldn't be possible.
What's this?
Why am I here? How am I here? Oh! Oh! This is picking up right where it left off! Liz, I'm so sorry for the spoilers here.
That's fine.
No.
But for those who decided to not watch through the first part, Liz, I'm sorry I'm gonna spoil. If you don't want to spoil...
Seen all of
Oh,
Doki-Doki Literature
you've
Club.
seen all of... Have you seen all of our playthrough?
No.
Oh.
I'm not here going to play through. But
Okay.
playthrough is...
I didn't know if you did it, if you've seen it or not, so I didn't want to try and spoil anything for you. So it deleted the entire game, and so apparently we're picking back where we left off, which is, oh yes, now we're bringing everything back. So, Liz, do you want to be Monica, or do you want to be one of the 2 or 3 new characters? I think there's only 2.
I'll be Monica, I guess.
Okay, so take it away. This is...
Did you bring me back?
Oh, Lord.
I don't see any other explanation. Why? We've already established that there's no happiness here, so why? Dot dot dot. Huh? Why can't I look at the script? Something's wrong. You didn't do anything, did you? Don't you understand? Are you trying to mess things up even more? How did you... Wait, I know. You've installed a mod, haven't you? That's why everything's been changed. Don't you think it's time to let us all go? What, you want everything to be like how it should have been? But... You really care about them, don't you? I wish. Never mind. If you really want to do it, I won't stop you. I've been fighting to take control of this game again, but if you want to play through the mod, then... Well, I'll succumb to the mod's control. So, do you want me to allow the mod's activation?
Oh, this is just prefacing of like, oh yeah, here's like, okay, go ahead and go through the mod.
Justin, or whatever your name actually is, I truly hope that you can find happiness with your choice.
Sad. Sebastian
I wonder if...
didn't come back for a second round.
Nope.
Sebastian died within the first game.
Sebastian died as a boy, and now Justin came back as a man.
About that.
I do too. Sigh. I lay in bed, motionless and staring up at the blank white ceiling. Last night was dreadful. The sound of thunder kept me up for hours. But today's another day, I guess. Let's just hope that it's at least a little bit better. With another sigh, I begrudgingly dragged myself out of bed and grudgingly begin the monotony of my daily routine.
Got a bright room.
Oh, there's a kitchen! There's a kitchen!
Me?
What's the kind of kitchen?
This is new. This is
Look at the kitchen though.
I know! Making my way to the kitchen, I haphazardly rummaged through the cupboards, looking for something to eat. Unfortunately, there's no tasty homemade breakfast waiting for me. Ever since my parents' divorce, I've just been living off whatever I find in the kitchen. I live with my mom, but she's always taking big business trips abroad. That explains why there's no one ever home. So for the most part, it's pretty much it's pretty much just me at home.
The return of Hop the Hop.
Yep. It's lonely, but I manage. Although, I do miss the smell of bacon and eggs in the morning. Breakfast used to be a family thing. Dad would read the newspaper at the kitchen table while Mom would stand at the stove and fry up her famous sunny-side-up eggs. I don't know why I turned country there, but oh well. But all that feels like a long-forgotten memory. Well, at least breakfast is sorted. A calorie MT. Not exactly the best to start the day with, but it'll do. I do my own shopping since Mom's never home, but I usually stick to buying the bare necessities. The simple bare necessities of life. The ease of using pre-made stuff has pretty much sapped me of the urge to cook meals for myself. And with my food quickly finished, I head for the door.
Let's go.
We've seen this forever times ago.
Yep.
At the very least, the weather looks much better than yesterday's clear skies. Or than yesterday's. Clear skies beat thunderstorms any day of the week. I'm still lost in my thoughts, though, when I notice a familiar face. It's Sayori. That's loud.
Ooh,
Very
music
loud.
change.
What's that?
There. There. Now it's a nice backing track. We have quite a history together. As children, we were basically inseparable. Always exploring, getting up to mischief, driving our parents wild. Typical things that young children do, really. As time went on, especially in recent years, we've started to slowly drift apart. In fact, I haven't properly spoken to her in a long time. It's a real shame. After all, we've shared a lot of fond memories with each other. I'm surprised to see her so early, though. A couple of times I've glanced out the classroom window, only to see her hurriedly walking along to school. We used to walk to school together, and although she was sometimes a little late to meet me, I never really minded. As we continued to drift apart, however, her lack of punctuality became more frequent, and I just decided it was better off if I walked to school alone. Which meant that, although I didn't get to school on time more often, it was quite lonely. Knowing her, she's probably just gotten more and more lazy with time. After all, her dedication to sleeping, it seems to be unwavering. Sleeping in seems to be unwavering. Ah, well. Still, I've always enjoyed talking to her. Hey, Sayori, haven't seen you in a little while. How have you been? She looks surprised at my appearance, and questioning. I suppose I can't blame her. We don't have Sayori, so I guess I'll take over. Oh, hey, Justin, I wasn't expecting to see you. That makes two of us. You're up early today. Yeah. She laughs softly, a misplaced looking frown on her face. I've been alright, though. Not a whole lot's changed recently, you know? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Life has been pretty routine these days. School's kinda meh, although I guess it could be worse. She nods as we both resume the walk to school. Although I can talk to her just fine, there's still an awkward air between us. I guess that's a given, seeing as this is our first proper conversation in a long time. As we carry on making idle small talk, a sudden thought hits me. Anyway, this might come across as a bit out of the blue, but seeing as you here has given me an idea. Oh? Well, it's been a while since we walked to school together. How about we start doing it again? Eh? Would you really want me to do that? I'm not very fun to talk to. I'm always late. I frowned. It's really strange to hear Sayori say this, given I've always known her to have a bubbly, cheerful personality. Sayori, that's definitely not true. Well, the bit about always being late is true. I've always loved hanging out with you, and I think we'll have a lot of fun again. Don't forget, guys, to jump in and make jokes, if you ever feel the need to.
Yes.
Besides, I've missed you. I'll help you wake up on time if you need me to. Was that a bit too forward? I don't know. I've never been on this sort of situation before. She had that blush in the first game, and you never commented on it.
No.
I mean, we are childhood friends after all, right? Really? Yeah, really.
Finger guns.
I've missed you too, Justin. Well, let's do this then. From now on, we'll walk to school together. Right now, I just sound like a crazy person. A crazy narcissist. Talking to myself. Looking good, sir. Looking good, man in the mirror. Keep it up. Okay. And there it is. The classic Sayori smile I grew up loving. All the memories of us together as children feature that smile. No matter where we ventured, parks, playgrounds, forests, that smile would follow. The innocent, childlike sense of adventuring we used to have, it's painfully clear how that's long gone. But remember, we can still smile together anyway. So, what have you been up to lately? You know, the usual. You mean games, anime, and manga, right? Well, that's basically my life.
Same here.
I was gonna say, isn't it all of ours?
That hit a bit too close to home for me. Yep, pretty much goes without saying.
Really, though.
Oh, Justin, you haven't changed. Are you saying that you think I need to change? No one's perfect. There's always room for improvement. Ouch!
It's always room for improvement.
Did anybody else see that as a... Did anybody else see that as her just throwing shade? Oh.
That was complete shade.
That was... Oh.
True shade, though.
Oh.
Is it not?
That hurt.
Is it not, though?
Especially...
It's true shade,
And then
though.
she just follows up with... Especially in your
It
case.
hurts 'cause it's
It
true.
feels like she just threw
Exactly.
salt into your eyes.
Oh. Oh. I'm a
Like
slug and
salt,
she's just
rubbing it,
pouring
and
the
then pepper.
whole thing of salt on me.
And then pour
Freshly
some pepper on
grinding
there,
it
too.
straight from the salt mines over in Saudi Arabia. Just
Then cracking up some pepper.
cracking up some
pepper
peppers just for some escargot.
And then
Just slurp it down, will ya?
Making a whole new.
pouring up some jalapeno juice up on there. Something else.
Especially,
Season it up like a freshly cooked steak.
we should get going.
Probably.
Especially in your case, I'm guessing that you're still a part of the Go Home Club. Hey, that cuts a little deep. Exactly.
That's the club I'm
What do you want me to
president
do?
of.
Join the soccer club and trip over everyone? Well, I think a little exercise is good for... Come on!
Wow, okay.
What happened in between the base game and getting the mod that Sayori just become a roast master?
Basically.
Oh!
Oh my goodness.
Oh!
She no longer has a filter.
Oh! Oh!
Yeah,
This
that
hurts.
filter is gone.
Oh!
She no longer has her filter.
What little restraint she did show is just out the window.
Really?
And I didn't think she was... I thought she was... Oh... I'm very offended, both in real
of
life
Justin's
and in
world
game,
just fell
that she's
apart.
trying to call me fat right now. Well, you don't have to join a sports club if you don't want to. Yeah, I was actually thinking of joining out the anime club. Wow, how'd you guess? It does suit my hobbies though, so... Justin, you should try branching out a bit more. Okay, Miss Club Expert, if you're gonna criticize all my club choices, what would you suggest? Well, that just so happens to be this club that I'm in. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm actually the vice president. Wow, I didn't expect that. Except we did! Dang, so you get to take part in all the executive decisions, huh? Kind of. The club kind of only has 4 members at the moment. But it's really fun. We're actually looking for new members right now. Ah, so that's why she brought it up. Only 4 members. Sounds like you guys are just starting out then. What club is it anyways? It's our school's very own literature club. I unintentionally let out a sigh. Her face drops. I don't think that was quite the reaction she was hoping for. In my defense, literature has never been quite captured. Has never quite captured my interest. Unless you count manga as literature, that is.
Yes.
Precisely.
I automatically assume that's a resounding yes.
I knew it. You don't want to join. I understand, though. Not many people like reading. Hey, who said I didn't like to read? I love reading, if you, count manga. I mutter the last word more to myself than Sayori. On the plus side, Sayori laughs at my sheepishness. You sound like someone I know from the literature club. She talks about manga all the time. Oh, really? I am actually interested in your club, though. Sayori smiles, seemingly content that I'm showing initiative. If I'm looking for a club to join, I guess the literature club is a good place as any to start. That's great. You should come by sometime. And by sometime, you're hoping for today, aren't you? The sooner the better. Alright,
Figured.
I'll have a look after school today. Yay, thanks, Justin. Although we should probably hurry up. Don't want to be late now, do we? Yeah, you're right.
I feel like they would have been late by now for how long that conversation was.
Well, apparently, they were only a few minutes away. Within a few minutes, we've arrived at the school's entrance amidst the crowd of chattering students. This is an amazing school. Why can't our school look like this?
No,
Like, I want this school.
I want to go to this school.
Instead, I have this really boring red brick building that looks more like a prison. Designed
Oh,
for
it
America's
definitely
top
is.
wanted.
My school's just
Did
a
you
labyrinth.
see those huge doors they have between the hallways?
I know! Detainee number 527, come to the main lobby. Detainee number 527, come to the main lobby. Everyone else, don't mind the fact that once they're in there, we're gonna be shutting all the cage doors.
They start calling us by our locker numbers instead of our names.
Oh no! Unsurprisingly.
We wave goodbye as we head off to our separate classes. This looks really familiar, but it isn't the same because over here there was a staircase. Anyone else remember that?
Bad eerie memories. Yee.
Also, this hall was
Hey,
shorter.
sports. To the gate.
This hall was shorter too. We wave goodbye and head off to our separate classes.
Wasn't at the end of it water fountain?
Going around the corner apparently.
I have Sakurai in the morning, so I'm fairly confident that the next hour or so won't be too bad.
Correct.
Who's Sakurai, you might ask? Only one of the coolest, most down-to-earth teachers we have in the whole school. Being on the young side himself, the experience of high school is much fresher in his mind than some of the other teachers, especially the older ones. He gives me a smile as I open the door. Oh, so yeah, he doesn't look right, does he?
No!
He doesn't.
Proportion!
Ooh.
Ready. God.
Just the face.
Good morning. Or hold on. I guess I should voice him since I'm a dude.
I guess. Unless you want him to have a feminine voice.
Good morning, Justin. How are we doing
Get
today?
Connor in here! They're
Not bad,
totally
sir.
guy characters.
Same old, same old. How about you? Well, we're finally starting our module on the 20th century history today. So, needless to say, I'm excited.
Oh, I hate it.
He says in the most monotone voice.
Immediately.
Oh.
I hate it.
Well, I'm going for a real Sans vibe. Hold on. Hold on.
He is not Sans. How dare you?
How do you know that? Oh yeah? First
Have you
World War?
sworn to me?
Nazism? Second World War? That stuff? I like how you guys are talking over the fact that we're talking about the world wars here.
Oh.
What matters more is the fact how you're voicing him.
If you don't like it, try and get someone else in here.
I
You're
would,
bad.
but is working, and
Hey, there's
like,
Kami.
yes, but when I tried to add him earlier, it didn't work.
Hey, he was just online, okay? I just saw him go offline. I've waited all year for this to start. Oh man, you guys are gonna be in for a real treat.
Oh, you sound like the robot from Colonel Sanders.
Oh!
Oh,
What's his name? What's his name?
Wasn't it Beepo?
Yeah, Beep Bop. Beep Bop Beep. That's something else I really admire about him. Other than his really monotone voice that sounds like the one guy from, Ride at the very end from 21 Pilots. He's so enthusiastic about his subject.
Excuse me, I heard talk.
And the enthusiasm really makes learning about history that much more enjoyable. Yeah, he's enthusiastic, alright. Combined with the fact that he's fairly relaxed, especially when it comes to homework, you can see why he's really popular. Although, he does have a strict side, of course. That side of him comes to light every now and again, so he isn't a pushover. Oh, I'm lightheaded. And by and large, he's earned the respect of his students by striking the balance just right. I see you guys on the side. Doing an ancient summoning ritual. Nom nom nom. I just wish that all my teachers were friendly and made efforts to know their students better. Ah well. I take a seat in next to one of my classmates, Emmy, smiles and waves. Bouncy and energetic, she has a reputation for her skills on the track field, even when she isn't running. She's still pretty much a ball of energy. Who wants to play Emmy? Hey, she at least looks decent. She looks pretty good.
She literally reminds me of my friend named Emmy.
Well then.
So, who wants to voice her? Because I'm currently doing 3 characters at once, counting Sayori. And not the narrator.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Hey, yeah.
We have one of those odd friendships where we get along well in class, but don't really see each other outside of school. How you doing, Emmy?
Training was really fun today, Justin.
Oh? She's always on the hunt for new recruits to join the track team, and she has a habit of dropping some not-so-subtle hints. Wow, her eyes are very green.
Oh, yeah. They're piercing.
You don't have no ears, girl. Where are your ears? Are you a cat girl?
Yeah.
Are you secretly a cat girl? You ain't got no ears.
Emmy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're always looking for new people, and I know you aren't part of any clubs, so you should totally join us.
It's funny you mention that. I'm not part of any clubs, It's funny that you mention I'm not part of any clubs, actually.
Hmm?
I think I'm gonna check out the literature club after school.
I didn't really think you were the poetic type. But if you ever get bored of writing poems, you know where to find me.
How many times do I have to tell you that?
No,
Alright, you guys,
not again.
take a seat. And it's time to start. It's almost criminal that I've had to wait so long to teach my favorite century.
You have to leave us with this.
Don't worry, I don't think we're gonna have him for the rest of the video. So you're safe. For now.
For now. Sounds so threatening and scary.
Well, now that the school's lessons are over, as I linger behind in the classroom to gather up all my things, I hear the door open. It's Sayori. Hey again, Justin. Hey, the literature club's meeting.
Voice over the monotone, Jesus.
The literature club's meeting today, right? Yeah, it is. I was just heading there now. Do you want to still come along? You betcha. Sayori seems to perk up, looking excited that I still want to come along to the club. Look at you, finally doing some extracurriculars. I mean, if you're the vice president, it can't be all that bad, right? She giggles, making me smile. Each individual club member makes it special. Everyone works hard to have fun together. Well, let's not keep them waiting. It'd be rude to show up late. I want to make a good first impression. That's after all. I guess you're right. Come on, it's right this way and up the stairs at the end. I follow Sayori down the hallway. She seems excited, and it's nice to know that I'm making her day at least a little bit better. The stairs lead up to a section of the school that I recognize as the third year's wing. Sayori leads me to a classroom and knocks on the door. ... Trust me, you're gonna love it. She's definitely enthusiastic about this club, that's for sure. After a seemingly long wait at the door, it finally opens. ... A small pink-haired girl peeks out. Hey, it's Natsuki.
Cupcakes.
Sayori?
Sayori?
Or hold on. She peeks out further. Hey, Natsuki. Guess what? I found someone who wants to join our club. The girl, who apparently is called Natsuki, as we already knew, slowly turns a glare to me, and narrows her eyes. She opens the door fully, and behind her, I see another girl sitting at the desk, her face buried in a book.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
Well...
What? Hey, Sayori!
Sayori practically pushes Natsuki out of the way. She seems excited to introduce me to the rest of the club members.
Oh my.
Wow.
Leo, hi.
Hey guys, I wanted to introduce you to our newest member, Justin. Sayori, hold up. Hold up. It's a bit quick to call me a new member, isn't it? Then I noticed the girl peek up from behind the bookshelf in the corner of the classroom. Can it be? Is that Monica? Monica's one of the most popular girls in the high school. Everyone seems to flock to her because she's smart, beautiful, athletic, you name it. She's got it. Unfortunately, this also means she's completely out of my league. She looks at me with a stern look, but then quickly lights up and puts down the book she's holding and rushes over.
Just
That-
what a nice surprise.
That's... They changed her angle just slightly, and it's very
They
offsetting.
changed your eyes.
No, her eyes,
No.
her eyes are the same.
No, they don't look
So
right.
Her
weird.
eye, no, why it's not looking right is she's slightly tilted. Whereas, like, Natsuki's directly at the camera, she's kind of like Sayori, where she's just barely tilted.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Instead of being directly
For
facing.
her mouth to be like,
Yeah, I don't know what they did.
But... Oh my.
Welcome to the club.
The girl who has her face buried in a book suddenly jolts up and looks right at me. She quickly snaps her book shut and timidly moves to join the conversation.
Oh.
Hey, at least that looks natural.
Yay!
Oh, a new member? My name's Yuri.
Yeah. Holy crap, it seems that I've somehow lucked out. Not only is Monica in the club, but a bunch of other cute girls. Bow chicka pow wow.
Wow.
Am I glad I decided... Ash's meow was so much better than my bow chicka bow wow.
I didn't even say that, but okay.
Oh, you didn't? Who said meow?
No.
So, I thought I heard someone say meow.
I think it might have been me, but I didn't say meow. I
Oh.
said something else. Don't know what
Oh,
said.
I heard a meow.
Wait a minute. All secretly cat girls besides Yuri. None of their ears are showing.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
Am I glad to have come here instead of the anime club today? But enough gawking, Justin. Stop staring and start talking! It's nice to meet you, Yuri. Like Sayori said, I'm Justin. I smile at her, then turn to Monica. So it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Justin.
Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. It's kind of strange to say, but having her smile at me so genuinely makes me feel a bit starstruck. The powers of a school idol. Yeah, Natsuki's still upset. You too, Monica. So, you guys formed the club with just the 4 of you then, huh? Sayori told me about how you were looking for new members.
Well, I've actually been trying to push for more members for a while, but haven't had any luck recently.
Wonder why.
Ah, Sayori did say. My words dry up in my mouth as Natsuki shoots me a piercing glare. Oh, that's something new. They're actually changing expressions when they're not talking. Unless they were doing that before, and I just never noticed. She looks pissed at me, but for what reason, I don't know. I haven't really had the chance to do much besides walk in and say hello.
Alright, walk out and say goodbye.
Oh, wait, that's still me. Yep, he told me he wanted to join us this morning. Not sure if it's just Sayori being an airhead again, but I don't recall promising that I'd join.
Great.
Natsuki glowers at us, folding her arms with an irritated huff. I don't really get why, though.
Sorry about Natsuki. It's just how she is. She's a little standoffish to new members.
Oh, it's nothing I don't mind.
Hey, I'm right here, you know.
Sorry. I've got to try to make a good impression, though.
Come on, Natsuki, we need new members. If you don't feel like being nice to Justin, you can at least be nice for me, please.
Oh, that's new.
That's actually a unused asset, believe it or not. They never used that in the base game, but it was still in the files, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's right.
Geez, you don't have to make such a big deal out of it. Fine. If you're gonna beg, I guess I have no choice.
Hooray! Thanks, Natsuki. Looks like I know who the tsundere of the group is now.
Indeed.
Wow, I like how this one is a lot more abrupt with it. Like, in the old one, it's like, this seems familiar, and this one, here's the tsundere. It's almost comical, the extent to which Natsuki fits that trope. Well, maybe my view of the world is just clouded by anime influences, though.
Bingo.
Anyways, let's get this conversation back on track. How'd you come to learn about the literature club, Justin?
I'll have to admit, I'm a bit curious about that myself.
Sayori and I were just walking to school when she mentioned the club to me. Since I was sort of looking for a club to join, I figured that I should check you guys out. At any rate, Sayori was really enthusiastic about the literature club, so... Monica beams at Sayori when she hears this. Guess Sayori has done a good job at advertising for the club.
See, well, I think it's a great place to start. After all, books can be very enticing. Very? No.
Yeah, it's super fun. I think the club is the only place where I've been feeling comfortable lately. Sayori's face falls for a moment, but she quickly picks herself back up. It's somewhere I can just sit and read while hanging out with friends.
I think they summed up the club pretty well. After all, I started it to bring together like-minded people who love literature. I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. It's very cozy. But enough introductions. Why don't you come in and take a seat, Justin? Did you bring anything to read?
As she asks that, I realize I'm not much of a reader, less someone who loves literature. To be honest, I haven't thought this through very well. Would joining a club that focuses on reading really be the best thing for me? Oh, no, I don't really have any books on me at the moment. I haven't seen any good titles recently. I lie through my teeth, hoping Monica doesn't see through my facade. I obviously don't read much, but if they believe that I do, hopefully it'll help me relate to these girls.
Well, we have plenty of books here. If you want to check out what we have, I'm sure you'll find something that matches your taste.
Is that so? Then I guess I'll head over there. Maybe something might catch my eye. I start to sweat nervously as I walk awkwardly over to the bookshelf. There looks to be a good variety of books available, ranging in genre from horror and fantasy all the way down to non-fiction. Sheepishly, I turn towards... Wow. Wonderful choices. Which one, guys?
I'd say Natsuki.
Deep and Broody or Cupcakes?
I'm sorry, but I'm always gonna choose Cupcakes.
Okay, Cupcakes. So, do you have any recommendations? I take a closer look at the books. As I say, and to my surprise, I noticed that there's a rather extensive collection of the manga on the bottom shelves. When I glance back up at the girls, I notice Natsuki staring down at the manga too. Our eyes suddenly meet, and she starts blushing.
Wow.
Natsuki?
Well, what do you like to read, huh?
Honestly, I just read manga most of the time, so the collection down there caught my eye. I don't know the manga was allowed in the classroom like this.
These are actually Natsuki's.
Don't just say it like that. I just put them there while I was reorganizing the closet. Monica always messes with my collection when she goes in there, so I'm trying to make more space for them.
As she says this, Natsuki shoots a look at Monica, who smiles sweetly in return. Which series do you have? I've read lots, but I don't think I recognize many here. Most of the books' spines are vibrantly colored, with big blocky letters announcing the titles. The Boss is a Maid, Rice Ball Basket, Orange High School Nightclub. I've never heard of any of these series in my life. That probably means they're either way out of my demographic, or they're simply terrible.
If you're gonna judge, you can go through the glass on that door.
She points to the clubroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything.
I could tell just by your expression. But I'll tell you one thing, Justin. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact...
Natsuki stomps over to the bookshelf, elbowing me out of the way, and pulls out a very pink book from a box set.
I'm gonna show you exactly why.
She unceremoniously shoves it right into my hands. Ah, I stare at the cover. It's the first volume of a series called Parfait Girls. Parfait Girls, that's it.
Perfect.
And features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe-y. I don't know.
Well, well, don't just stand there.
Whoa.
Wow. Natsuki, have you considered that maybe Justin might not want to read this? Oh no, here we go.
Oh my, oh no, already.
We remember how this went last time. Here's
At
hoping
least
it goes
Sayori's
better.
Here this time.
Yeah, there's that.
Excuse me? Who are you to say that Justin likes or dislikes something?
I quickly break in to try and relieve some of the sudden tension.
Oh, it's over already.
Thanks for the concern, Yuri, but I'm definitely open to trying out new things. I don't usually read this stuff, but I'm willing to give it a try.
Oh, alright then.
Natsuki triumphantly smirks, but while Yuri abashedly looks away, I can guess I can't satisfy everyone.
I'd have thought you spent enough time in the literature club to not judge books by their covers either, Yuri. Manga can have just as deep of storylines as your novels can.
Yes, they can. Ugh. Never said that they can't, it's just...
Yuri looks like she's holding herself back from saying something.
Just what? Just because they have pictures in them, they're childish or something? Well, there's a reason why people say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Sometimes there are things that are best described through art. Manga blends both good art and good writing to create fantastic stories.
Got a point.
Plus, being able to actually see the characters helps you to relate and empathize with them.
Yuri thinks to herself, looking a bit perturbed. Perturbed?
Sure.
I don't know.
I see. I just mean that manga is a bit unorthodox as a medium.
Well, manga is literature too.
That's a famous line from her. It's obvious that the two girls have their differences. Yuri appears comparably more mature and timid, and seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Meanwhile, Natsuki seems to be a lot more forward and outspoken. And although she looks like the youngest in the club, it's clearly that she's just as passionate about her hobbies as the others are.
Anyway, this'll be your homework today, Justin. I'll let you borrow Volume 1 for tonight so you can start on the next book tomorrow. But if you smudge or bend it, I'll kill you.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about that. I'm pretty protective of my manga, too. Is it really alright if I borrow it, though? I say that mostly because I really didn't plan on using my spare time to read this.
Well, of course. It would take forever to finish it if you only read it here.
I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose it's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Okay then. The girls on the cover of the manga beam up at me, and I can't help but shiver a bit. Yep, most definitely the latter. I guess I shouldn't underestimate what high school girls are into. Hopefully I can get away with skimming through it.
Make sure you read it thoroughly, because I'll be quizzing you on it tomorrow.
Is she a mind reader? Also, look at that smile.
It definitely says yes.
In that case, I'll give it a shot now, actually. I want to make sure that... Oh, I accidentally skipped that.
History!
In that case, I'll give it a shot now that I actually want to make sure that I have enough time to finish it after all.
Fine, but I'll be keeping a close eye on you then.
I slide into the nearby desk as the rest of the girls dissipate, moving to work on their own things. I quickly start flipping through the pages. Given the pictures take up the majority of the space on the pages of the manga, it doesn't take long to get through the beginning. As I read, I start to become more aware of Natsuki's sneaking peeks in my direction. She seems intently focused on my face, as if waiting to see my reactions to her manga. I clear my throat. Natsuki, do you intend something, or do you need something? You seem to really like looking in my direction. I feel a smile creeping through as Natsuki starts to furiously blush and sputters a response.
You idiot, it's not like I was looking at you or anything. I was just staring into space.
Don't you have anything better to do?
Yeah, of course.
With that, Natsuki huffily turns away to seek refuge in the closet, where loud rummaging sounds soon follow. I guess I should keep on reading then. Time skip.
I'm just imagining her quietly moving boxes, but just saying, ruffle, ruffle, ruffle.
Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle.
Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle.
Drop, ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. Pick up, ruffle, ruffle.
Yes.
Nothing out of the ordinary here, ruffle, ruffle.
No.
As it turns out, Parfait Girls is just as I imagined it would be. It's basically about a bunch of friends in high school and the cutesy hijinks they get themselves into. Typical slice-of-life affair. I kinda grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Hey. K-On! Is an amazing anime, and you should be ashamed of yourself for saying that Slice of Life has a lack of plot. Sorry. Just one of my favorites.
That get a little personal there, bud.
Sorry. To its credit, it does manage to subvert some anime tropes quite neatly, though. The more I read, the more I can see why it appeals to Natsuki. All that talk about appreciating the expressiveness of art. While I don't exactly read romance manga, usually the artist actually does a good job of portraying the girls as their own characters. I often find that the girls in these kinds of stories are bland and unoriginal, not to mention that they often suffer from same-face syndrome too. So it's a pleasant surprise to find that the title characters are likable and unique in their own ways. Still, over time, I can't help but grow a little bored though. I decide I'll finish it later tonight and place the novel in my bag. Looking up, I spot Sayori reading something. Might as well see what she's up to. Standing up with a stretch, I make my way over and take a seat next to her. Hey, how's it going, Sayori? What are you reading? I just looked at the time, and this is about as good a place as any to call it quits for this episode of Doki-Doki Literature Club Blue Skies. Hope you guys liked it.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful day. Don't forget, it'd really help out if you like, comment, and subscribed. Maybe turn on that bell. Thank you guys for watching. Liz was really quiet, but thank you for being here when the 15 other people that we tried to get couldn't.
Really.
Thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.